states have blamed each other for the renewed fighting, which began overnight at several points along their border. It raises fears of another major armed conflict in the former Soviet Union, while Russia's military is tied up in Ukraine. Russia has peacekeeping troops in the Azeri-Armenia conflict zone as a guarantor of the agreement that ended the 6-week war over the disputed enclave of Nagorno-Karabakh 2 years ago. Correspondent Regis Giant has more in Tbilisi, Georgia.
I think tonight the situation looks like much quiet, even if there are some spots where the situation remains tense. As I said, the spokesperson of the Ministry of Defense of Armenia. But obviously it was a very serious events that happened last night, because now, if we trust both sides, we have at least 100 casualties. So it's very serious. Despite this, I think what happened is mostly initiated by the Azeri side to give a signal that they want at least and finally the peace agreement or the ceasefire, which was signed 2 years ago, implemented. And most of these articles, because they are very difficult to implement, are not at the moment. For example, the road which has to go from the Azerbaijani side to its autonomous Republic of Nakhichevan and through the territory of Armenia. It's really a difficult issue, and so far we didn't find the result. So I think for Azerbaijan it was a very important signal that was given, a bloody signal, I would say, to inform or to let know to Armenia, but also to the whole international community, that these questions have to be solved.
And the very nature, Regis, that both sides are blaming each other for this starting, it really shows the kind of entrenched bitterness between these two rivals.
Indeed, you're right. But in the meantime, these events happen at a time or in a year where we were maybe never so close to a real peace agreement for the whole region. And Mr. Pashinyan, the Prime Minister of Armenia, and Mr. Aliyev, the President of Azerbaijan, met 4 times in Brussels, despite all these difficulties that I was underlying a few minutes ago. And despite this, they managed to talk, to go ahead. Some important questions, some key questions are not solved because they are really difficult. They are asking to both sides, and especially to the Armenian side, which lost the war 2 years ago, to make enormous concessions. But despite this, they managed to talk. For example, the last meeting was in Brussels, because all these 4 meetings happened on the edges of the European Union. And despite the clashes that happened at the beginning of August, Mr. Aliyev came to Brussels. He wanted to talk, according to my information, 2 hours with Mr. Pashinyan, and finally talk for 5 hours, and they managed to find some common ground. For example, to start to lay on the paper some elements for a peace agreement that the Minister of Foreign Affairs have to talk during the upcoming months.